Hey guys, long time no see, but we're back on YouTube. So today I'll be sharing with you a hip mobility routine. That routine is taken from one of my clients' training programs. I filmed all her mobility training as like follow along routines, and she was kind enough to let me share some of this with you. So shout out to you, Nina. Nina is a swimmer and a trail runner or runner. And so her mobility training is catered towards these goals of making her a better swimmer, better runner, improve her performance in both sports. But because the last couple of months we've had she had quite a lot of competition focus, race focus, mobility was a bit on the back burner, and we just try to maintain whatever we needed to maintain. So now with that being over, we can put our focus and emphasis back on mobility training, which means that we're starting with a lot of basics, and that means that you guys can just jump in and get a huge benefit out of this as well. So today's routine is a 15-minute circuit that you can do for one round, which is the whole video. You can rewind the video and go for a second round, and if you're really bold, you go for a third round. So this is not her full routine, but this is part of one of her mobility training sessions, and I hope you enjoy it and have fun. So for internal rotation, we want to think of lifting off. So we're in our passive end range, and you can find your passive end range by being in 90-90 upright position. And then from here, I want you to sit back, and you will feel that stretch right here in that groin. If it's really intense already, then maybe that is your passive end range. If it's not super intense, you can slowly start by rotating to your upper body towards that rear leg, and the stretch would become more intense. Now when you're here, now what I want you to do is I want you to think of lifting off. So I want you to think of bringing that knee stays on the ground, but the ankle wants to lift off. So we want to basically do this, okay? So that's our intention. Because it's our passive end range, it's not going to happen, but we're engaging all of the tissue. You're going to feel that sensation right here in your groin area. And then with that rails tissue engaged, you're going to like move forward until you have the lift off. Now here, this is where we're going to hold our passive range hold for 10 seconds, okay? So this is how we're determining our passive range hold setup for internal rotation. You don't have to use the yoga block. It's just my personal preference. I feel like it's more comfortable and more stable this way. You can also have both hands on a yoga block, or that right hand and not the left hand. So we're going to start with our right side. We're going to take a deep breath in. We're going to determine our internal rotation passive range position. From here, we're going to fight for our rails contraction. We want to lift off. And with that rails tissue engaged, we're going to lean forward as much as we need to until we have that lift off. And then we're holding this. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, I'm shaking, 3, 2, 1, set it down, come back into your passive stretch. From here, I want you to have like roughly a 90-degree angle. So this is why we have 90-90, right? 90-degree angle in the front leg, right? 90-degree angle in the rear leg. If with that rear leg you experience some knee discomfort, you can close that angle in your knee, but we still have the 90-degree angle here. You can just close the angle in your knee a little bit into more knee flexion if you need to. So find your end range, and then try to lift off with that rails tissue engaged. Lean forward as much as you need to until you have that lift off from the foot, and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, I know it's burning, 3, keep on fighting, 2, 1, slowly set it down. You control the eccentric every rep. Last one, deep breath in. Find your passive stretch, and then from here, rails contraction, fight for that lift off, lean forward, and then hold it. 10, 9, 8, 7, even if you're shaking, keep that knee up high, add that foot up high. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, control the eccentric, parachute back down, and switch to the other side. We can use that nice transition right here, 90-90 transition, onto the other side, and we're going to do the exact same thing on our left side. So you might find that this side is stronger or weaker than the other side. So don't expect it to be the exact same range of motion as on the right side. Okay, so from here again, we're going to find our deepest passive stretch, engaging that rails tissue. So you want to think of that lift off as we lean forward. And then once we have that lift off from the foot, knee stays anchored on the floor, we're going to hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Do not lean to the side. Make sure you're staying upright. Do not lean into your shoulder. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. What I mean with not leaning into your shoulder is that when we're in that position on here, is that you're not just leaning into this. You're not just like letting yourself drop into that shoulder or into your supporting arm. You're pushing your supporting arm away from the floor the entire time. So from here, rep number 2, deep breath in and rails contraction. Try to fight for a lift off, lean forward as much as you need to and hold for 10, 9, 8, stay upright, push that shoulder away from the floor and from your ear. 5, 4, I'm shaking, I hope you're too. 2, 1, set it down. Last one, find your internal rotation, passive range of motion. And from here, rails contraction, feel that groin working and lean forward. Hold it. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep that knee anchored to the floor and heel up. 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Whew. Nice. Okay, next up we have external rotation. We're going to be in, instead of the 90-90, we're going to be in a half 90. So this leg is going to be straight to the side. And then what again, you can use that hand, that yoga block to support your hand. And again, I want you to push away. If you feel like your arms are long enough or this is too challenging, because this would just help you to be more upright, right? So with external rotation, the more upright we are, the harder it's going to be. The more side-lying we are, the easier it's going to be. So you need to determine how much range of motion you have and how much strength you have. So we can do this by, when I'm in that side-lying position, I lift off. This is not a challenging hold position for me. So now what I'm going to do is I'm going to place my hand where my elbow was, lifting off again. This is still fairly easy. And so now this is where I might want to use my yoga block. And now I'm in a position where this is really challenging for me to do my hold and my lift off in. So this is roughly where I'll be doing my passive range holds. And you can use this to also determine your end range or your active end range by lifting off. And then you know this is roughly where you want to do your holds at. You want to, because it's a passive range hold, you can close the gap a little bit more because we're going to assist ourselves into that end range, and then we're going to just hold it there. So what you're going to do here, deep breath in, lift that foot off of the floor, push that arm, that supporting arm away from the floor, and then try to hold it for 10, 9. So what we're going to do is, sorry, that was a bit too quick. So when you're here, you're going to let go of the supporting hand whenever you feel like you're able to hold that that leg in place in that external rotation, right? So we're going to go lift up, deep breath in, engage that inner thigh, fight for external rotation, and then from here hold for 10, 9, and then knee stays anchored. 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Woo. And then we have 2 more reps. We have 2 more reps to go. So deep breath in, lift that foot up off the floor, and then slowly let go of the supporting hand. Fight for that rails contraction. Push your shoulder away from the floor and hold for 10 seconds. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, set it down. As you can see, the hold isn't very high. I'm not holding it up here. I'm holding it barely hovering over the ground, knowing that that is as close to my passive end range as I can hold it. So rep number 3, deep breath in. Slowly let go of the support. Try to control that. And hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Do not lean into your shoulder. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Other side. Again, on the other side, you might not have the same range of motion than on the right side, so the left side might be more, might be stronger or weaker. And so again, we need to determine where do we want to do our holds? Where can I still lift off? And when does it become really challenging for me, right? So again, once we determine our setup, we're doing three reps of 10-second holds. This is quite intense. So lift the foot up as high as you can. With that supporting arm, push away from the floor and keep pushing away for the entire rep. Deep breath in, slowly let go of the supporting hand and hold it in place for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Slowly set down. Rep number 2. Deep breath in. Rail tissue is engaged. Feel that inner thigh working. Slowly let go of the supporting hand. Hold for 10, 9. Push that shoulder away from the floor. Do not sink into the side. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Last one. Deep breath in and slowly let go of the supporting hand. Keep that inner thigh on fire. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6. Keep pushing away with the shoulder. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Set it down. Good. Okay. Hip extension, and then we're done with one round, and you have the pleasure to rewind this video. The setup that I prefer, but it is harder due to range of motion, is this one right here, where we are in dorsiflexion, and then I like to hold on to like something to squeeze, and then from here, if we want to make this easier, we plantarflex our foot to lift off. If we want to make this harder, we dorsiflex the foot and lift off. Okay? Another way to make this harder or easier is to just place the yoga block where our foot would be, and then we can lift off from here. Again, we need to make sure that we still use that posterior pelvic tilt, that we suck our belly button in to really avoid anything from the lumbar spine, although we're already blocking some of that lumbar spine motion because we're in this setup. If this is too hard for you, you can take a yoga block, place it right here, and then you can do your lift-offs here. That will give you a bit more space. We're going for 10 reps on each side. So find your setup, and then from here, we need to make sure that our quad is engaged. We want to keep that knee straight. From here, deep breath in, posterior pelvic tilt, lift off, parachute back down, lift off, parachute back down. I want you to really feel your glute working. Lift off, parachute back down, quad is engaged, lift, parachute back down. Number 5, halfway there, lift and down. Number 6, lift, parachute back down. 7, glutes on fire, set it down. 8, lift, set it down. Number 9, lift off, set it back down. Number 10, hold for 3, 2, 1, slowly parachute back down. Nice. Other side. Again, you might need to find a different setup for that other side in case it's stronger or weaker. Remember, you can be here, you can be in plantar flexion, you can elevate your foot. You can always take that yoga block, place it between your supporting knee to give yourself a little bit more space. Now from here, that straight leg is going to be completely straight, quad is engaged. Squeeze that yoga block in front of you. Take a deep breath in, lift off. Set it back down. Lift, set it down, lift off, set it down. Number 3, and down. Rep number 4, squeeze the glutes, set it down. Number 5, set it down, halfway there. 6, quad is engaged, knee is straight, set it down. 7, glutes on fire, set it down. 8, keep that posterior pelvic tilt, do not let the spine come into this play. 8, down. 9, set it down. Last one, lift off, hold for 3, 2, 1, set it down. Good. So what you're going to do now is you're going to rewind, do one more round of this circuit, then you come back to this point for our cars before we finish this class.